At the beginning of the story, we see 9 dragons riding a luxurious golden carriage flying through the clouds toward a hidden island. This island floats above the skies, a place surrounded by myth and legend. It's said to house an incredibly powerful weapon, and whoever obtains it will become a god, a being capable of shattering the heavens and the earth. A person worthy of such power is born only once in 10 million years. In this era, the mighty emperor sends a famous sword master named Lu Shang to select the strongest warriors to journey to the hidden island. To choose them, Lu Shang conducts a challenge. He pulls out a glowing jade orb and declares that whoever manages to take it from him will earn a place on the journey to the sacred island. As word spreads, dozens of warriors line up to try their luck, but Lu Shang is no ordinary swordsman. He can handle multiple elite fighters at once without breaking a sweat. Then a young warrior named Su Kong steps forward. Agile and determined, Su Kong charges at Lu Shang, aiming for the jade orb. But just as he's about to grab it, the orb shoots out of Lu Shang's hand and soars through the sky toward a nearby village. All the warriors begin chasing the orb. Su Kong rushes with unmatched speed, nearly reaching it, until another warrior slams into him. But suddenly, he spots a child about to be crushed under a rampaging ox cart. Without a second thought, Su Kong leaps in to rescue the child, losing his shot at the orb. Some warriors mock him for giving up the orb to save a child. But Su Kong had already caught the orb before rescuing the child. However, a mysterious warrior named Yuki appears and uses his magical ring and bracelets to manipulate the environment. With a surprise attack, he steals the orb from Su Kong. Unbeknownst to many, Yuki is actually the second son of Emperor Lu. His older brother, Luo, is also vying for the throne. Both brothers dream of becoming the strongest warrior and claiming the weapon on the hidden island. But the emperor entrusted the sacred dragon sword to Luo, claiming he was more worthy. Meanwhile, Su Kong lies unconscious and begins to remember his past. He was an orphan, raised by a blacksmith along with other orphaned children. The blacksmith saw potential in Su Kong and sent him to the city to master martial arts. To pay for his training, the orphans had to forge 100,000 swords. It was a painful sacrifice. Now, injured and weakened, Su Kong is found by his orphan brothers. They carry him and declare they will escort him to the hidden island no matter the cost. At the island's gate, warriors from across the realm are gathering. Among them is a fierce female warrior named Keisai, accompanied by 4 guards. She activates a portal, and the warriors pass through, entering the legendary island. From afar, Su Kong's brothers watch. They wake him and tell him to sneak into the city and find a hidden path to the portal. Though hesitant, they remind him of their sacrifice, forging 100,000 swords. Also, he could one day reach the sacred weapon. Su Kong reaches the portal, but is stopped by 2 guards who mock his weakness. But his brothers arrive, defeat the guards, activate the portal, and the group enters the hidden island. What they find is horrifying, dead bodies scattered across the ground. The earlier warriors had slaughtered each other over the weapon. Among the dead is Luo, who killed them all to gain power. When Su Kong and his group arrive, Luo attacks from behind using the dragon sword. Su Kong is wounded, and one of his brothers sacrifices himself to save him. In the chaos, Su Kong's sister, Shu Shu, gives him their master's green dagger and tells him to run. Luo attacks again, but Lu Shang suddenly appears, confronting his brother Luo. A fierce duel erupts. Ultimately, Lu Shang kills Luo and takes the dragon sword. Inside a dark cave, Su Kong mourns his fallen brother. He doubts everything he has done. Holding the green dagger, he suddenly sees a vision of the future, the destruction of the world. Shu Shu explains that the dagger is made from a meteorite and reveals glimpses of the future to its holder. Their master believed Su Kong was the only one capable of stopping this impending doom. Suddenly, a brother cries out. He's touched a mysterious hand frozen in stone, which begins to move. It reforms into a warrior. It's Keisai, who had been petrified. Alarmed, the group flees the cave. Outside, snow begins to fall, and mist covers the area. Yuki appears, shouting for them to run. Then a monstrous beast emerges, massive, terrifying, and powerful. The brothers decide to fight it. Su Kong climbs onto the creature while telling his brothers to retreat. The beast emits a strange beam of light. One of Su Kong's brothers is caught in it, turning instantly to stone. The beast drains his life force. Shu Shu pulls out the green dagger again. Oddly, the creature seems frightened of it, but before she can act, the beast knocks her away and tosses the dagger aside. Sukong chases the beast, retrieves the dagger, but is flung again. The group tries everything, but the monster is too powerful. In a moment of fury and grief, Sukong unleashes his hidden strength. He slays the creature, absorbing its full power into his body. Now only Sukong, Shu, and one remaining brother are left. Yuki wants to return to the mainland, but the portal won't allow it. Shu explains that the only way to return is by retrieving the sacred weapon. They hear strange sounds nearby. It's Keisai's for invisible guards. They capture Sukong and his companions. Keisai steps forward. Sukong tries convincing her that they need to work together. She agrees temporarily, but warns she'll claim the weapon alone if she can. Suddenly, more terrifying creatures arrive. Though the guards can turn invisible, 2 are killed. The group finds a large stone platform over a chasm. One beast opens its chest and fires a deadly beam. One of Keisai's guards forms a magical shield to protect the group, but they all fall onto the platform. The platform begins to crumble. Sukong grabs Shu's hand and saves everyone, wrapping them in a protective aura and teleporting them to safety. His actions earn Keisai's respect. She agrees to work with him for now. They arrive in a room filled with strange corpses wearing masks. Keisai believes one of the masks is the weapon, but as she reaches forward, the atmosphere changes. Sukong warns her that this feels too easy. One of Keisai's own guards betrays her, rushing to take the mask. As soon as he touches it, the room seals shut and fire consumes him, turning him to ash. The ceiling starts collapsing. Sukong notices 5 glowing circles on the ground. He realizes all 5 must be filled to open the door. Yuki uses his powers to place 4 statues in the circles, but one is missing. Willing to sacrifice himself, he steps into the last circle. But Sukong pulls him out just in time. After regrouping, Shu gives Sukong the green dagger, believing he's the true owner. Keisai heals Sukong's injuries with her power. They reach a massive door marked with 3 glowing sigils. Legend says the weapon lies behind it. They try to open it, but fail. Then, Lu Shang arrives and kills the last of Keisai's guards. One sigil lights up. He reveals a horrifying truth. The door can only be opened with 3 sacrifices. That's why he let them live before. He needed offerings. He attacks. Sukong defends Shu, Keisai, and Yuki, but Lu Shang kills Sukong's last brother. Despite Sukong's best efforts, he couldn't save him. Only one sacrifice remains. Now, only one final sacrifice was needed to open the massive door. Lu Shang, determined to access the divine weapon, turns his eyes to the remaining survivors. Sukong, already wounded and broken, prepares to defend his friends at any cost. Summoning every last bit of strength, Sukong engages Lu Shang in a fierce battle using the green dagger. But Lu Shang's dragon sword, empowered by dark energy, overpowers him. Slash after slash, Lu Shang batters Sukong, eventually striking him down. Sukong falls to the ground lifeless. The door slowly creaks open. Shu screams in despair and rushes toward the opening with the green dagger in hand. Yuki tries to hold Lu Shang back, but he pushes past him easily. He enters the chamber just behind Shu. Inside, Shu prepares to destroy the weapon, but Lu Shang attacks her before she can. He throws her across the room and slams the door shut. With everyone locked out, Lu Shang finally reaches the artifact, an eerie mask glowing with ancient, otherworldly power. He places the mask on his face. The moment it touches his skin, the mask fuses with Lu Shang, crawling across his face and body like living fire. His eyes darken, his veins turn black, and he begins to convulse as unimaginable power flows through him. Outside, the ground trembles. The air rips open. From the darkness, countless demons emerge. The sealed door explodes outward, and from the smoke steps Lu Shang, no longer human. The once proud warrior is now the resurrected demon king. Keisai stares in horror. It was all a lie. The story of the sacred weapon, the floating island, the challenge, it was all a trap. The demon king had created the legend to lure the strongest warriors from around the world. He used their energy, their sacrifices, to bring himself back to life. And now, with his full form slowly returning, he prepares to destroy the world. He begins by trying to collapse the floating island and crash it into the earth. If successful, the impact will wipe out half the planet. But Keisai notices something. The Demon King's power isn't complete yet. He's not invincible. There's still a chance. She turns to Yuki and Shu and urges them to escape, to fight, to survive. Then, Keisai turns around and makes a decision. Using her final magical reserves, she casts a forbidden resurrection spell on Sukong's body. She sacrifices her soul and her life to bring him back. Below on Earth, Emperor Lu and his sacred army gather. In one synchronized motion, they hurl their glowing swords into the sky. As the blades ascend, they merge and form a protective energy barrier to keep the island afloat, for now. Back on the island, Yuki creates a protective stone barrier to hold off the oncoming demons. He fights until his magic runs dry. With his last breath, he detonates the bridge behind him, sacrificing himself to stop the enemy's advance. Sukong's body begins to glow faintly. His heart starts beating again. His fingers twitch. He gasps. But he's no longer in the mortal world. Sukong finds himself in a strange, silent place. A mysterious figure appears before him. The man tells him that this is not his time to die. The world still needs him. Sukong asks, "Who are you?" The man steps forward. It's Sukong, but older, stronger, radiating divine energy. The man explains that he is Sukong from the future, 1,000 years from now. In that time, Sukong has ascended to godhood. The suffering and trials of today are what lead him to become the only being strong enough to defeat the Demon King. Future Sukong tells him, "You were never meant to be saved by a god. You were meant to become one." With those words, he vanishes. Sukong awakens on Earth, alive once more. Shushu is there, crying with joy. But Sukong has changed, his aura glows, his strength is tenfold. His presence is no longer human. He flies back to the island like a lightning bolt tearing through the sky. He reclaims the green dagger. The weapon recognizes his transformation. It glows brighter than ever before. Sukong begins cutting through the demon horde with precision and fury. Each enemy he kills, he absorbs their power. The Demon King sees him return and laughs. "You again? Join me, and together we can destroy everything." Sukong simply replies, "I'll never become what you are." The final battle begins. The Demon King is a force of nature, throwing waves of dark fire, summoning beasts, manipulating gravity. But Sukong fights back with the power of a divine storm. His green dagger becomes a blur of energy, slicing through illusions and shadow. The two clash violently. The sky splits. The ground breaks. But during the chaos, Sukong's dagger is shattered. The Demon King lifts a massive, cursed sword and strikes Sukong with it, sending him flying into the air. As he falls, he closes his eyes. But something strange happens. Instead of dying, Sukong begins glowing. His body absorbs light from the heavens. His scars heal. His hair rises with power. His voice echoes like thunder. Then silence. In an instant, Sukong opens his eyes, and they shine like stars. He clutches his broken dagger's hilt, and from it, a new blade is forged midair, one made entirely of divine energy. The Demon King stares in disbelief. "You're just a man." Sukong responds, "Not anymore." With a flash, Sukong releases his final attack, channeling 1,000 years of light energy. The Demon King tries to resist, but Sukong punches a hole through space and time, flinging him 1,000 years into the future. In that far-off future, the Demon King reappears, weakened and furious. But there, waiting for him, is Sukong, fully ascended, a true god now, surrounded by an army of light. This Sukong, the god version, doesn't fight with rage or hate. He simply touches the Demon King's forehead with one glowing finger. The Demon King screams as his body disintegrates into stardust, erased from every time.